Winter was told by the judge that he was to board a plane and head to his father, and he was to give me instructions. The divorce's time window. It's evident why it's taking me so long to regain my composure. The wrong reasons are why Steve Harvey's parenting style is in the news. Wynton, his biological son, has lately disclosed some of his tragic events. Wynton claims that he had a challenging and emotionally upsetting upbringing and felt neglected and abandoned by his own well-known father. People have been curious and spread rumors about Steve Harvey's parenting style after learning this information. They are questioning how a man known for his charm and humor could have such a dark side when it comes to his own biological children. Harvey's family, it's true, is rife with sinister secrets. Steve is regarded by many as the best parent ever and the perfect father. However, insiders claim that a different picture emerges when closed doors are opened. There are several claims that Steve's parenting is far from ideal and that he emotionally neglects certain children while showing favor to others. Sincerely, nobody deserves that. Despite these difficulties, Wynton has been able to carve out a successful career for himself. Career as a skilled fashion model and photographer. Model. Wynton Harvey has distinguished himself in the entertainment business by enthralling audiences with his superb work and endearing demeanor. However, it doesn't mean he isn't also dealing with the effects of his father's douchey behavior when he was still a teenager. Steve's child with Mary Lee Harvey, his second wife, is named Wynton Harvey. And it should come as no surprise that Wynton had a rough past if you weren't previously aware of the couple's personal difficulties and the facts of their divorce. As a result, Mary Lee Harvey and Steve met in 1989 while she was a makeup artist at a mall in Arlington, Texas. But the couple quickly got hitched in 1996. She supported him covertly throughout their roughly 10-year relationship, helping Steve's career to take off. However, a number of problems, including infidelity and a hostile workplace, led to the breakdown of their marriage. Additionally, there were reports that Steve stopped spending time with Mary Lee because he was too busy having fun with everyone else. Steve stated it wasn't something explosive or about anyone else being involved or anything like that in order to protect his image after being divorced. "I still adore her, and we are still friends." Mary Lee, on the other hand, didn't want to wait to expose and punish Steve for what he had done to her and her son Wynton. And that's when things started to change. Wynton, who experienced a lot with, has a lot to talk to Steve about, especially because he never had a solid father-son connection. Therefore, Steve was misguided when he believed he could just walk away from Mary Lee after all the sacrifices she had made for him. Basically, Mary Lee stepped up and spent her $250,000 money on Steve Harvey while he was suffering in his career and broke to help him launch his comedy club. The couple therefore received Wynton as a baby boy a year after being married. And before all of this turmoil started, this happened. When Mary Lee Harvey and Steve Harvey decided to end their 17-year marriage in 2005, many people were shocked. You'll be shocked at the reason as well. Mary Lee, the poor woman, didn't deserve to be duped. During his marriage to Mary Lee, there have been rumors that he had a secret mistress lurking in the shadows, which ultimately resulted in their terrible divorce. Rumor has it that Steve's side relationship with Marjorie had a significant impact on his life, winning his heart and seducing him away from his marital vows. After their divorce, she started posting YouTube videos to gain more supporters for the custody dispute that followed. According to Mary Lee Harvey's claims on the tapes, Steve Harvey was not just unfaithful but also physically and mentally abusive. This would have definitely escalated into something that doesn't represent who we are if I were a furious black lady. If I had been enraged, the divorce's real window would have been the best opportunity for me to strike out. It has definitely taken me a long time to gather my strength in order to feel better, to recuperate, and to deal with the overall situation. Additionally, it is not a heated dispute between two persons. These comments eventually served as his breaking point. Steve Harvey filed a case in court to stop the slander she was now disseminating. He said that because her claims were unsupported by evidence, they were unjustified. However, Mary Lee continued on nonetheless. Steve is revealed. This divorce drama gained not just media attention but also became a popular conversation subject. People accused Steve Harvey for fostering a hostile environment and showing little concern for his 8-year-old son Wynton. The way Steve unfairly took everything away from Mary Lee stunned the entire globe. Mary also said that after their divorce, Steve took Wynton without her will and abandoned her when she spoke out about the split. Because she was obviously enraged and everyone could see that Steve had seized everything, including her way of life, her money, and even her adored son, she broke the court's regulations. Additionally, the judge instructed me to follow his directions and board a trip to my father, according to Wynton. And I was simply astonished. When you are aware that the legal system is working against you. Steve's eldest son, Broderick, discussed their connection in detail on his father's talk show in May 2019. Steve stating, "I really didn't have my dad in my life full time until I was 16. If you think that's awful, wait till you hear what his other biological children had to say," which Steve later added in interviews. "Dad, we didn't know why you left us, but now we realize you had to go," they said to me. "You weren't only ours to keep. The world belonged to you." That was emotional for me, Steve said as he recounted. A stark difference between Steve Harvey's attitude of his wife Marjorie and her children emerges in the complicated position of his family relations. The renowned Lori Harvey and his seeming alienation from his biological children stand out. Steve's own flesh and blood are left to make their way through a world where they feel foreign, while Marjorie and her children wallow in the limelight, soaking in the wealth and attention heaped on them. Harvey was cleared of the charges of child abuse brought against him. His ex-wife Mary Harvey and their son Wynton Harvey brought the accusations. Allegedly brutally beat Wynton when he was 11 years old. According to a police report, Steve grew furious after his son's school called him to complain about lying about doing his work. Wynton said that Steve hit him with a belt before striking him with a paddleboard, bruising his legs, buttock, and thigh. "You're not supposed to discuss your divorce with anyone, according to this rule." They are stating this. This is America, I think. Many people think that Steve was the one that obstructed Wynton and Mary Lee's sweet relationship. Mary Lee blames Steve for creating this wall between her and their child, accusing him of acting as a puppet master and permeating her words with anger. Even after losing the custody dispute, she was so devastated that she reportedly claimed, "Every day I wake up, Wynton is on my mind all day, every day." Since the divorce case was under seal and a gag order, Mary was sentenced instead of Steve, who should have been in jail for all the unfairness and cruelty. Mary Lee stated she wanted to share her perspective while in prison for 30 days. "I didn't break any court orders," Mary Lee said. "I weep all day long because I feel like someone reached inside of me and yanked Wynton out. I feel that way because we were close." As the cameras start to film, Steve Harvey's larger-than-life presence captivates the audience as he effortlessly exudes his alluring charisma. However, a past rife with shadows and secrets lies behind the polished facade. It seems unlikely that Mary Lee's severe wounds are the source of her yearning for justice. The allegations, it seems, have been buried by the power of money. But do you believe Steve will ever look back on his role as the antagonist in this drama?